All right, folks. It is Sunday morning. Let's see here. Will this work? Oh, yeah, I like this better. It is Sunday morning, coming at you live. I'm just kind of in my little hidey hole room here. Kids are up and moving around. We had a hell of a day yesterday, but now it's raining outside. As you can probably tell from the format, I am shooting you from my cellular phone again. Um, Went through another one. Destroyed another one. HTC One. I love the phone, but phones don't survive me. Yeah, I know it's Sunday morning coffee, but I got some iced tea. I waited in late, and that was my cup from last night that I got on the way home. Um, my gosh. Most importantly, um, I absolutely want to take time and say Happy Memorial Day. No, it's not about bratwurst and beers and fishing. Um, about the men and women who have fought and died for the causes that our government finds fit to send them out to fight and die for. A little tongue in cheek, yeah, a little tongue in cheek. I don't agree with most of what we send our honorable soldiers out to fight and die for. We have living tributes, living veterans to 6 major conflicts. Six major conflicts within the lifespan of one man, or a person's lifespan. That's fucking depressing. Um, that's the really good ones. I fell off the wagon last week, mostly with the whole cigarette smoking thing. Not smoking as much. I was last week. Last week was very stressful. But generally in the mornings, I chain smoke like a fiend. This is 2. I've been up for over an hour. I feel pretty good about that. They're coming along. Um, Let me see here. Fairly empty house. It's just me and my kids, but the rafters full up to the rafters. Let me see. The guy I'm purchasing my home from is actually the auto tech teacher at the high school I went to. I talked to him yesterday morning. God, was it morning? Yeah, yesterday morning. Just see if maybe there were any high school kids that would be interested in an internship. Get them in the shop, get them familiar with things, teach them something, and then, and not like a full time deal, just part time help to come in and learn. Help us out, which would be huge. And here in a few months, once they put in some time, learn how to use some tools, la di da, they bring their gear in, they bring their car in, we start banging away on it. I can make I can make my circumstances available to a kid that wanted to learn. Teach them how to do it and let them bring something and help them work on it when we've got the time to do so. Uh, some people call that unfair. I It's expensive to teach people. Even if you've got an intern that's unpaid, it's expensive to teach people. There's things they can do that can help speed you along, but most days for the first, if they're helping part time for the first 3 or 4 months, most days they cost you time. You know, if teaching somebody costs you 20 hours over the course of a month, there's a grand. It's worth it. It's worth it to try to help teach a new generation a love of these old cars. I was a bastard. I actually went to a car show. We took the dog and kids, and there was only maybe 30 cars, 25 cars there. But it was a nice spread. We had a 57 Bel Air parked next to a 54 Bel Air, you know, that type of deal. Some Mustangs, some new cars. I didn't shoot any footage. Me and the kids went and I finally sheeted up the garage where it got burnt, resheeted that, so here soon I can side it. Then I can put shingles on it. So that's what I did yesterday morning early. Then we went off to go fishing. Yesterday afternoon we went to a car show for a little while and went and visited friends at their campsite where the trailer's at. And those kids were so exhausted they were begging to go home. It was a good day. Of course, not today. It's raining here. Shop update. What's going on in the shop? Yesterday, it seems like we just fell the fuck on our faces. Right? This last week. I don't understand. It's like nothing. For a week and a half, it feels like nothing's gotten done. And it's killing me. I finally got the paint for that motor in for Jay's 69. I think everything's torqued down and built and ready to go now, finally. My nephew went over and got that taken care of. He's been a busy soul. And engines is one of those, if someone's building it, well, if someone tears it down, you have them build it. And if they're currently building it, you leave them the fuck alone. I could have gone through and checked everything. I would have spent 2 hours checking everything to find out where we were at exactly. And proceeded. I had a list a mile long of stuff I need to take care of, so it's easier and safer to let him go about his way. At least that's how I view it, okay? Your opinions may vary. You may be like, oh, fuck, it's no big deal, it's just a motor. But if it were my motor, not a big deal. I would have jumped in there, dealt with it, whatever. But I know it's being done right. I know it's being done clean. So you finish that out. We can get it spun over on the stand and rolled into the paint booth and shot. We have some POR engine block paint or engine paint. So we'll see how that goes. Only engines I've ever painted were painted in haste and with a rattle can after we scrubbed off as much muck as we could get. They weren't done well. They were just gussied up to throw back in a car. So this one's being painted for keeps, for reals, because we want it to look good. Sandrail's in there, doing seat belts and mirrors and new shocks so it holds up the rear end. And paint. 72 Chevy C10. It's looking good. We got the floors going. I got to get a bunch of hands over there and get it flipped over on its back on the floor so I can access both sides, the top and bottom of the floor, so it's sticking up in the air. It's not easier to weld horizontal or vertical, but it's easier to work those areas and get the metal right. Got a motorcycle we're waiting on parts for. Basically, we're just putting new parts on, fixing a scratch, and shoving out the door. Hopefully we can get those early next week. That'd be nice. Get one more project down out the door. Um, we're shooting white on a couple service vans for a regular customer. We've actually got two HVAC companies, and it's father son. Two HVAC companies we're doing work for now, and it's the same guys we've been dealing with all along, but father son are no longer working together. I got real nosy and personal with him, just kind of asking how things were as a son, and you know, not because I'm nosy, but because I'm concerned about the guys. They're both great guys, so I think they still get along okay. There'll be some tension there for a while, I feel, but that's not my world. That's not my problem. I'm just glad to hear that they're getting along. It's not some kind of war. My old man was never there. He was never there for me. Never much of a participant in my existence. So I see someone where the old man gives a shit and is there and part of it and pushing and shoving, and I don't know. If you have your old man in your life, be grateful. If you have your mom in your life, be grateful. I got my mom in my life. She's fucking amazing, crazy. Irish woman is what she is, but it's good. It's all good. You know, it was my mother, my uncle, my grandma. Those were the people of my life. Well, my uncle, my grandmother are gone. So enjoy what you have while you have it. Definitely bow ahead and say a prayer to whatever faith you're devout to. For those who've gone before us, here lately in the garage, it seems like loss after loss after loss, and send prayers out and thoughts out to all those families. Keep remembrance on, tomorrow is Memorial Day. Maybe even drive by a cemetery, or perhaps even walk through. Most towns have places where they've got some manner of memorial or memorial wall for wartime folks that are to be remembered. I may take my kids out. There's one up here that's got a memorial wall, and I think it's for WW2. I think it keeps us centered, keeps us grounded. If we look back and understand the past, we can a little better control our future. I think there's too many people these days that don't study history, that don't understand history, and don't see any point in history. If you don't know and understand your past, you don't know your past, you have no future, I guess, is the loose quote I'm looking for. Alright, so I'm going to get out of here. Again, still no computer. I'm kind of missing it, I'm kind of not. I'll get it squared up, though. I'll get it squared up in the next, in the near future, let's say. When I've got cash to do it, which is always a commodity. Shop's plugging away. We're just doing it. We're kicking it. I am shooting footage. I'm going to be busy I have so many videos to post. I'll probably get them all ready and just try to release them, one or two at a time, instead of just flooding my downloads with a deluge of new videos. Because I feel the quality of what we're doing and working on. I haven't done the strap the camera down and show process, but I think the quality and the success ratio is definitely improved. How's that? I think we're doing better stuff. I know we're doing better stuff. I feel we're moving in the right direction. We're a restoration shop. We're a little shop. You guys have been watching. Just keep watching. We're always gonna maintain that little shop. I don't want to be a big shop ever, but we're moving, we're doing things, we're going places. I want to be able to feel I deserve the moniker or title of Hot Rod Shop, and that's where we're aiming. That's the direction we're going. We've got a regular customer who wishes to start acquiring and flipping some classic cars, just for fun, really, his passion. And of course, you can make money doing that. It's a tenuous line, especially if you're passionate about the car you purchased to flip. But he's a very sharp guy. He's good with numbers, so I think he'll do okay. At the end of the day, it doesn't mean it's none of my business what one of my customers would make on a car flip, but I tried to stay informed and involved, so we don't get in over our heads and have to do free work, and they don't get in over their heads and spend $10,000 on an $8,000 car. That's the only point of interest I have in where those cars sit, how much is in them, how much do they go for, type of deal. I'm going to sign out. You folks have a great day. I'm going to hang out with my kids. Maybe we'll go find a donut or something.